Hey, what's going on, guys? It's your boy Serrano here. Welcome back to the channel. How's everybody doing? The HTC Desire 20 Pro was released in 2020, July 18th, and HTC has been absent from the smartphone world for about the last 2 to 3 years. And a lot of the devices that they've put out in recent years have been very popular to the smart world community, as well as the average user as well. But HTC did come out with the HTC Desire 20 Pro, which is their newest mid-range device at 6.5 inches, and it does feature a 1080 by 2340 pixel display with 48 megapixel camera. Now, it also does feature 3 other cameras as well, but we'll get into that later in some more detail. But the cameras are really the centerpiece of this device, along with the 6 gigabytes of internal RAM. Now, this device does feature a enormous battery at 5,000 milliamp hours, which basically means those 3 things are the key feature of this device. Now, if you did want to add in a fourth, it would be the overall size of the display, which is 6.5 inches overall. But honestly, I gotta say that those 4 key features make this device actually stand out pretty well in the mid-range department. Now, if you did add a 5th feature, it would be the price, and we'll talk about that later in some more detail. But this device is actually around $299 in the US market. Honestly, HTC hasn't revealed or put out any plans to release this device in the US, and it's been featured in Taiwan and other countries in Asia as well as Europe. However, I haven't heard any announcements from HTC directly stating that they will be releasing this device for the US market. However, I am pretty um, optimistic that we will get our hands on this device inside of carriers again, and HTC will be welcome back to the tech community and everything, all the features that it does have to offer. Now, one of the things that I really did like about the pretty blue color variant of the HTC Desire 20 Pro was that it was really subtle, and it wasn't too aggressive when it came to the color choice. It was just a really light color, and it had a really subtle hue to the bottom. Now, when it came to gaming, we did have a Snapdragon 665 nanometer processor, which is an 11 nanometer processing chip. And when it came to the screen display, there was a decent amount of graphics overall. However, I did see better when I compared it to other phones like the Xiaomi Redmi Note 9 Pro or the Pixel 4a. However, for the price of $299, I couldn't really expect too much because of that price point. It was really good, and I was getting a really solid performance, and overall I gotta say that the overall interface was really stock Android and really smooth to use as well. So when it came to the HTC Desire 20 Pro for gaming, you could play games like Fortnite if you did want to do so, but however, it wasn't something that you would would be your go-to since it's not on the Play Store anymore. However, you did have that option as well. You can actually record 4K 30 frames per second with this device, and on the front you do get a 25 megapixel snapper, which is actually going to give you a wide range. You do also get about 7 hours of SOT with this device overall, so I wasn't complaining in any moment or any time. using this device out of the 3 days that I did use it thus far. However, we did get a really nice software. It was Android 10. We got the Snapdragon 665. We got a decent screen to body ratio at 83%. And on the screen percentage, it was pretty decent. It was a 19:9 ratio with 396 pixels per inch. Now, you were able to play some really good games on here. This was actually one of my favorite games that I was using, but you could play a variety of games from light, medium, and high intensive graphics. And overall, the 5,000 milliamp hour battery, which was included in the overall package, was really good. And obviously, it was one of the best parts about this device, considering a lot of phones have 4,000 milliamp hour batteries and below. But I honestly gotta say, I did have a really nice experience when using this thing overall when it came to the software and even the cameras. However, they could improve the camera interface when it comes to the zoom, because when you use it, it's a little bit choppier, and I'm sure they could actually smoothen that out and make it a little bit slower when it comes to the animation overall when it comes to the zoom feature. However, I didn't have any issues when it came to the overall clarity of the pictures that were available on this device that we were getting, and overall the images that were coming out of the device from the ultra wide, macro, and depth sensors were actually pretty adequate overall. And for the price, you couldn't really complain unless you wanted to spend a little bit more and get a Google Pixel 4a, which is going to give you pretty much of a flagship experience when it comes to the overall cameras of that device. However, this device does offer a nice mid-range experience in the camera department, and you get 4 different shooters to choose from. However, I was not able to record video on the macro cameras or ultra wide angle. I wish they would have given you a dedicated mode for video where it gives you a wide angle video camera as well. However, I was pretty impressed with this device overall for the last 3 days of using it, and I will update you with my performance of this device on Android 10. But have a great morning and afternoon later.